Huh? Yeah. 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 They got married. All right. Got a crowd there. Four people. Oh, shoot, but anyway, this is another episode of the Big Red Wrap Up podcast vlog for for March 4th. Uh, on a Wednesday morning, a pretty wet Wednesday morning in Kentucky. Um, our daughter had two stories today, but I guess the other one I lost the other one because you pretty much got subscribe to the link and to get the story $1. Got to subscribe $1 just to get the story. But so I figured we good. We can go on to the next story. The next story is pretty much more important because Indiana pretty much is hiring recently hired Ryan Carr, I think former VP of the Indiana Pacers. I really don't know what this guy is going to do for IU because seeing IU in a pretty dry predicament as far as the program, as far as returning to the what we as fans hope it could be. They said around the circles. They say he's a pretty good hire. He is a home run hire for IU, but we shall see. Because like I said, I really don't know what this guy is going to do for the Breeze. But let's get right into the story, and maybe we can find out something in the story. Why hiring Ryan Carr is critical for during the Breeze's future in IU basketball. Okay, this is brought to you by Indiana Hoosiers on SI, with the publisher being Jack Ekony, Ankony, published on February 25th, 2026. Hiring Ryan Carr is critical for during the Breeze's future with Indiana basketball. Down the Bluetooth. Okay, shut down the Bluetooth. Carr left the Pacers to be the Hoosiers executive director of basketball, with the focus on roster building. Here's why Carr could be vital addition to during the Breeze's staff. Okay, in some ways, Indiana defined ceiling in year one of during the Breeze's era. Uh, there was uncertainty because Indiana had 13 new scholarship players, but this season always felt like it'll be a certain cap for success. The roster simply couldn't compete with the Big Ten elite, so reaching the NCAA tournament would be a baseline for success, and then after that would be gravy. Fans out. Oh boy. Oh man. Ooh, yeah. Oh, oh. Oh, my switch. Fans with aspirations. Fans with aspirations of immediately getting back to the Final Four, winning a Big Ten title may disagree, but that was the reality going into the 25-26. Going into 25-26, there's not enough talent outside of Lamar Wilkerson and Tucker DeVries, and winning big with the first year coach is no easy task. Um, on Tuesday's ugly home loss to Northwestern, the Hoosiers fell to 17-11 overall and 10th in the Big Ten. 17-12 now overall, and 8-10 in the Big Ten. They'll need a strong finish to have a chance of an at NCAA tournament being. That's a discouraging way to start with a new coach. But the program announced some important news earlier this week that should inspire some confidence and that improvements under DeVries can happen. Hey. Okay. Indiana has hired Ryan Carr to be its executive director of basketball. Um, Carr was a student manager on Bob Knight from '92 to '96. He was spending the last 23 seasons with the Indiana Pacers, holding roles such as senior vice president of player personnel, 24 to 26, vice president of player personnel 2019 to 2024, director of player personnel 2018 to 2019, director of scouting 09 to 18, assistant director of scouting and scout 03 to 08. I believes his NBA experience sets him apart from other college programs hiring in similar roles. When you look at the Blue Bloods, there's not another team that has a person that has my kind of experience, Carr said. We have the direct pipelines to every NBA GM and the president. I know. I know exactly what it takes to be a good pro on and off the court. I think that's a huge attraction here. That can help them. We can help them, but my experience can really help them get where they want to go. Mm. Mentored by the likes of Larry Bird, Donnie Walsh, and Kevin Pritchard, and Chad Buchanan, while with the Pacers, Carr would now report directly to DeVries and focus on roster building. Arguably, Indiana's biggest downfall in the first season under DeVries was roster building. So that should be music to fans' ears. As should following reviews from various players, coaches, and analysis. Probably Indiana's biggest. Okay, Indiana Pacers coach Rick Carlisle. He's done a great job of evaluating talent, evaluating the draft, and so on and so on. There would be a big loss for the Pacers, but a great hire for IU. And Coach DeVries, congratulations to him. NBA draft analysis. Jonathan Giovanni. This is a major hire for Indiana. Ryan Carr is a longtime, highly respected NBA executive and former IU manager who ran the Pacers pre-draft process for years and has a kind of constant presence on the scouting circuit. Michigan has a GM. No wonder. Duke has a GM. Arizona has a GM, and Illinois has a GM. Former Indiana coach Tom Crean. This is absolutely awesome for Indiana to have Ryan Carr join in his role at good and as an evaluator, connector, executive truth teller. That is, he is even a far better person, family man, encourager. Nailed this one. Ryan truly loves Indiana University. Pacers reporter Scott Agnes. This is a huge hire for IU. Ryan Carr has run the Pacers draft process for more than a decade. He organized, ran pre-draft workouts. Carr is relentless, fiercely loyal, and on the road often, and has a huge list of contacts, including agents. Jeff Goodman, wow, absolutely love the hard. Ryan Carr, a former IU manager who is extremely connected to the college basketball, knows agents, works his bleep off. He's been with the Pacers for a long time. This is a major addition to Duran the Reeds and Indiana Hoops. Being super well respected in the NBA as a evaluator, Indiana will be better off for having Carr around. Great hire, essentially a GM. Or explained he didn't take this job for the sake of nostalgia. He thought he could actually help. Roster building will be the first and foremost responsibility, which he called a passion project. There's no other title or promotion he was going to chase. Indiana is where he wants to be. Iron also reflects Indiana's commitment to basketball. It shows that it's not content with being a middling program. It's been for most of the last 20 years. This university has obviously shown a great desire to be a leader in the new era, Carl said. Obviously, football speaks for itself, but I think a hire like myself, they're widow to get me speaks to the dedication and commitment that they want to have. There's not too many NBA executives at my level that have made the jump. I wouldn't have done it for any other school. Indiana is the place I would come and do it. Do it. I can't wait to get started. College athletics has moved closer to the professional model with NIL in the transfer portal. Carr noted that there are actually less rules in college basketball than the NBA. Salary cap and contracts are a few examples. He compared the transfer portal to free agency. Yes, it is. In high school recruiting to the NBA draft, Indiana's roster currently leans heavily toward transfers, which was a necessity for the reasons year one. The car plans to balance that over the time. Though the transfer portal doesn't officially open until April 7th, Carl Jones, Indiana is an important time. On three, Joe Tipton reported Tuesday that the ACC coach said movement and tampering have already started, and the schools can't wait until the portal opens to begin recruiting. Ooh. Like hunting, well, the reason Carr will be a welcome addition to the Indiana staff in late in February. He can get a jump start on watching film, evaluating talent, without needing to focus on game planning with the upcoming opponent. The reason Indiana assistants would like to be doing both over the next month or so. But having Carr on the board to collaborate now is undoubtedly a plus. Mm. Darren has a final decision on all of it. I support that. Carr said that's no different than when I worked with Kevin and Chad and Larry, all those guys. It's my job to use my expertise to tell them the truth of what I feel, just like other staff members as they evaluate players and recruit players, and we talk about players and that will come here. We'll give Darren the best information we can. Certainly, as we talk about how a lot money, how to balance a roster. All this not to say Carr is a super far immediate solution who will give IU to a Big Ten title or Final Four next season. Guide Indiana to a Big Ten title or Final Four next season. But considering the reason's biggest downfall was evaluating transfer portal talent and building balanced roster, Carr addresses the major need to shows Indiana's commitment to competing in the high level in basketball. So he is pretty much, according to this story, he's pretty much a recruiter, a scout with a lot of NBA ties to him. So so Indiana pretty much is like a semi-pro team now, and you can just see it because you have the scouts. He's gonna you have this guy going to the different games, scouting different players, and different teams Indiana's gonna be playing. He's also gonna be scouting any recruits that might be coming in. I say it's a plus now. See, after reading this, I say it's a plus because like in that last his last paragraph right there, pretty much sums up the season. But considering DeVries' biggest downfall was evaluating transfer portal talent and building a balanced roster, Carr addresses a major need and shows Indiana's commitment to competing at the high level in basketball. Yeah, and that pretty much sums it up. He didn't balance his roster. Now he got a guy in here that gives him a pretty good chance to have teams that are balanced now. Even though, like I say, you can see it, look at this other way, see that what the Pacers are going through right now. But that's in the pros. That's a pro team. That's a different world. In this case, he could be a plus, put in the right situation. And like you said, the college world doesn't have that many rules. That many rules now, but it should be all right. Yeah, you should fit in nicely because Indiana needs somebody that can evaluate talent. Yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, that's been the problem since the days of Crean. Yeah, you have to say it's been the problem since the days of Crean and I ain't gonna say Davis because, like I said, the last time we went to a Final Four was when we had Davis. But after the Davis and I ain't gonna say Sampson either because my goodness, we got in trouble. We got in trouble with talent with Sampson. So I ain't gonna say them two guys, but I will say Green, Woody, and Archie. Yeah, that's the problem. It's been the problem for IU for quite some time. Since some days are right there. Uh, uh, Crean, he had the talent, but it wasn't 5-star. He would only have one or two talented players on this team. Let's do the straight recruiting. I do pretty much do the Kenny Johnson. That's the guy that pretty much saved Crean. And you got Archie. Yeah. only plus for Archie was when was TJD. he pretty much drove that man crazy. Drove TJD crazy. And you got Woody, which pretty much was pretty much lazy. So he didn't really care about evaluating players. So, but now you got this guy right here, which pretty much has NBA experience, former manager for the Pacers in the fold, and he should. We got guys from the NBA. They are true evaluators of talent, and cause and that beats a college coach any day. Because it really does. Because you got a pro office guy now in the pro in the fold that's been in with a lot of experience on his belt, more experience than Darren DeVries himself. But it should be a plus for Indiana. Um, Hope it changed the fortunes because Indiana needs something to change seriously. And I repeat seriously, because these years where you pretty much you play out the season like this year, they have to it has to be different. And like I said, in a decades clip, Indiana has only made it to the tournament only 3 times, 3 out of the 10 times. Pretty much make it 4 out of 10. Like I said, 3 out of the last 10, Indiana has only made it to the tournament 3 times. 3 out of the last 10, man. And that shows you right there that this guy, something has to change. You can't, in other words, you can't put all the recruiting responsibility on the assistants and the coach anymore. That shows you how the game has changed now. The recruiting responsibility isn't on the assistants or the coach anymore, or scouting. Yeah, you got the teams right now that are pretty much semi-pro teams now, because NIL and you got and GMs are now in the college game, which is crazy within itself. You used to never hear about GMs making a jump to the college game back in the day. But now the college game has changed as the NIL has got into the picture, which is sort of a good thing and it's sort of a bad thing. Because you got players now that have the privilege to rest when they want to rest and do whatever. But back to the topic, I give it hard A+, because like I said, something has to change as far as Indiana, as far as the Indiana program. You got to get somebody in there that knows how to evaluate talent. And Indiana has been. That's where Indiana has been suffering. That's why the last paragraph brings up a good point. That's why the Indiana has been suffering for. Crean, he stayed there for 9. Archie was 4. Yeah, I think Woody was 4. Yeah, we're about 17 years. 17 years worth of coaches that have not that was clueless as far as evaluating true talent. Well, Crean had his days. He was, just put it like this: out of the three between Crean, Archie, and Woody, Crean was the most successful out of them 3, and that's saying something. That's saying something. See how he began his career in Indiana. 6-20, I think 2-10-20. Yeah, that's saying something. Yeah, but it's a different world now, and Indiana need this type of different change right here, because the last 3 coaches wasn't good enough for evaluating talent. Because it was still when their time was done, it was still the same situation, mediocrity. It was still the same situation, mediocrity. Like I said, Crean had his days. This was like he gave Indiana the Indiana fan base a taste of what Dane's supposed to be and what Dane's used to be in Indiana. Well, after that, the taste wore off. He wasn't consistent. He wasn't consistent. And that's the difference. So success is consistent. It's not perfect, but it's consistent. Yeah, but two thumbs up for this one. I got fun for this guy's gonna do something at Indiana. Something needs a something that Indiana needs or has been needing for a long time. Got a good evaluator, a good scout with NBA ties and IU ties. But that's all I got on this one. As far as this story, can add no more onto it or take away from it. This is another episode of the Big Red Wrap Up for for let's see. Whew. Well, when this storm goes through, that Wi-Fi signal gets destroyed. But like I said, there's enough of the Big Red Wrap Up for uh, uh, March 4th, 2026 on a Wednesday, a stormy Wednesday, and the KY. Y'all have a good one. I'm gone.